Today we're going to look at another thing that we should not draw back on in life. And I think this is also something that can really cause people to draw back from in life. And what I want to talk about today is sowing. You see, we should never draw back on sowing in life. Just like a wise farmer will always sow if he wants a harvest, we also need to be diligent sowers in life if we want to reap a harvest. Now, when we talk about sowing, we're not just talking about finances. It does include that, but it also includes every other good thing in life. You see, if we want to reap something, we need to sow for it. And the Bible tells us in Galatians 6 verse 7, "Do not be deceived, God is not mocked. For whatever a man sows, that he will also reap." So we see here, whatever we sow is what we will reap. So sometimes to determine what we need to sow, we need to ask ourselves, what do I want to reap? And whatever it is that we want to reap in life, we need to be intentional to sow for it. And in Greek there, the word sow and reap also doesn't imply a one-time thing. It's not someone that just sows once and then he reaps it. It really denotes a person that sows continually and habitually. So what it's saying there is whoever or whatever we sow continually and habitually is what we will reap continually and habitually in life. So I want to encourage you to not draw back on your sowing in life. Sow financial seed into the kingdom, but also sow into friendship. If you want to have good, healthy friendships in your life, make sure you sow seed. You sow friendships in life. You're a good friend. If you need time, if you need love and mercy from people, make sure that is what you sow. And make sure you sow it continually if you would like to reap it continually in life. And just because you don't see the harvest immediately doesn't mean the seed is not working. So don't draw back on your sowing in life. The Bible also tells us in 2 Corinthians 9 verse 6, and it's Paul writing here, and he says, "But this I say, he who sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and he who sows bountifully will also reap bountifully." So if we want to reap abundantly, we need to also sow diligently and abundantly in life. So my encouragement to you today is don't draw back on sowing and sowing diligently and sowing continually in life. Sometimes we start to sow sparingly, sometimes we start to not sow at all in life, but we should never draw back on our sowing if we want to reap the desired harvest that we have in our hearts. So choose today to not draw back on your sowing in life. You are highly favored and deeply loved.